This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Welcome everyone to the newest episode of INCRadio San Francisco. A good late night to everyone, to all our viewers back home. And tonight we are asking, what if your trash is actually tomorrow's treasure? Now drop your questions in the live chat below. If you are an avid upcycler or even somebody who goes out and thrifts, because tonight's topic is thrifting and upcycling, giving new life to new object or to old objects, excuse me. Let me introduce our awesome panelists here. To my right, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the man I want to pick his brain because of how awesome he is. This is Brother Jody from the local congregation of Burlingame. Let's show some love in the chat below. And of course, not to say the least, we have the sister with the best smile in INCRadio. We have Sister Irish from the local congregation of Hayward.
Hello, everyone.
Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Of course, I forgot myself. I am Brother James Santos from the local congregation of San Pablo, and we are going to be going through this amazing topic of thrifting and upcycling. And we would like to pose a question to the live chat. Now, tell us your last save from the bin. What was it, and what did you turn it into? Now, when I say save from the bin, like you're about to throw into the trash, but you think to yourself, man, what if I can turn this into something new? Right? Let us know in the chat. Now, of course, with all that being said, to our panelists here, is there anything that you have saved from the trash, and what did you turn it into?
Oh, okay. I want to give it over to the GOAT.
The man himself?
The man himself. Yes.
No.
No.
I would say the GOAT of finding value in the
right.
most unlikely places.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I think it comes from just being, first of all, I think being resourceful, or even, I don't know, growing up, you're also like not always buying new things,
Right.
So
right.
I think that it kind of stems from that. But how do I find?
Oh, I would
Right.
say,
What was
what
it?
was the last thing you?
Oh, sorry. What was
yeah.
the last thing?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like some old clamps that I had
Ooh.
they're like little C clamps.
Right.
I forgot. I don't even remember where I got them from, but yeah, I took them. I tried to rig with one of my old cameras.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So the how you hold that camera is like this way, right?
Like a camcorder.
I wanted to like a camcorder, right?
Perfect.
Right.
And then I wanted it so that I could hold it from the top.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, like
Kinda
an overhand
a
handle.
Overhand,
Yeah,
So
nice.
you can, kind of like that they use a lot for like skate videos, and so that's kind of where I got the idea from. So I had these old clamps. I rigged it with like zip ties and like other things. And
Right.
just made it work. I think it's mostly just trying to find how I could use without buying something new.
Right.
So I find a lot of fun in doing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the essence. My next question is that what is upcycling, right? And what's the difference between upcycling and recycling, right? Because then upcycling is something like Brother Jody right here mentioned, was that you're taking an item and you kind of repurposing it to give it new life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You take a bunch of, you could take a couple of C clamps and now repurposing it to be a new handle for your camcorder.
Yeah.
So that's kind of different from recycling, which is kind of breaking something down and creating something new, which is similar but different.
Different.
Right. Sister Irish, how about you? Is there anything that you've saved from the bin, whether if it's an item, maybe even a piece of clothing? Is there anything that you felt that you was worth saving?
So, Coach Jody's answer is very practical, very creative. I'm very frugal. My answer will definitely be maybe more relatable, where it's like from anything from an old shirt, shredding it to rags, right? I used to turn a bunch of old shirts into handle. I mean, like for the rice, the thing that heats,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
the thing
neat.
at the bottom,
Right.
that yeah,
Yeah, no, I get
that.
it.
And then this is more recycling than upcycling, which is like anything glass, because you could always, especially for those plantitas.
Right.
I'm an amateur, aspiring plant
Hey, we all
person.
start somewhere.
That's right. So I'm gonna take those old, like, glass coffee pot, like, beans, and repurpose that into stuff around the house.
Oh,
Mm.
And
okay.
then, okay, so in regards to not increasing value, but even just making it look more presentable, I also decorate it a little bit. But again, it's free, and you save money.
Yeah, no, the very
Yeah.
key to it is, being resourceful, right?
Yeah.
And some might say, oh man, you're just being no, it's not being, you're
Mm.
just giving you're giving opportunity to things that could be that would usually be thrown away.
Yeah, and it's
No,
also better for the environment.
absolutely. And there's so
Mhm.
much more benefit, right? And like Brother Jody said, it's enjoyable. You're having a
Yeah.
project, you're making it happen. You're kind of um you're having a hand in building something,
Mhm.
right? uh,
'Cause
Go ahead.
you say you decorate it too,
I
right?
did.
So
I
you
did.
kind of you're making it your own, and you kind of have a connection with it, right?
Yeah,
Because of like
absolutely.
you put a little bit of your own personality in it,
That's right.
and I think and you kind of want to do that with other things, right?
Yeah, there's a theme going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
There we go. And now you have a whole wall of decorations.
Do
yeah,
you tend to do that as well whenever you upcycle or recycle?
yeah. I do that with a lot of things.
Nice. Adding
Yeah,
that personal touch as
yeah.
well.
I think I do it because I do it a lot, and sometimes like my wife tells me like, "Oh, you like that. I don't have to do that."
Hmm.
But then I'm like, I feel like I just have to do it. I don't know. Sometimes I'm
Yeah,
just compelled to do something, even if it's unnecessary, with like personalizing it. Because
yeah.
sometimes actually I actually like,
Like, you can't stand the fact that it's just plain and what it
yeah,
was. Like,
yeah,
it
yeah,
has
yeah,
to be new,
yeah,
Right.
right? And that's
yeah,
your way of making it
yeah,
new, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But she's
Absolutely.
also very encouraging though.
I don't think
So
it's unnecessary.
yeah,
Though. I feel like, again, that compelling feeling, like
yeah,
it's valid. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. No, absolutely. You know what? I'll actually take this time to actually greet some of our live chatters, right? So we have Brother
Hmm.
Felmar here saying hello to Brother Jody, is one of the most talented brothers I know and grew up with.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Thank
hello,
you,
Wow.
Mar.
thank you,
Right.
Papel.
And Sister Kim says, I kept empty yogurt containers and turned them into spice jars.
Oh
Yes.
yes,
That's neat.
yeah,
All right. And we have
she
Sister
does.
we have
Oh, I'm inspired to share after sis her
Gotcha, I got you. I
I
got
did,
you.
I did.
Definitely. Let me say hello to brother Mario Orca. Good day here in the Philippines. Enjoy watching here on INC Radio San Francisco Satellite Studio. Greetings from the local of Brixtonville, District of
Brixtonville.
Caloocan North. Caloocan
Wow.
North.
Mhm.
Woof. Thank you, Paul, for tuning in. Absolutely. And then we do have a few more. Sister Yanessa says, hi, Ate Kim. There we go. All the
Hello,
way.
Sister Yanessa.
And then from Brother Jan Jan, hello, brethren from local of Shatin District of Hong Kong. Welcome po for tuning in.
Oh
Thank you for
wow.
tuning in. No, absolutely. And go ahead and Sister Irish, like what you had something to share in terms
Yeah.
of what was you were
Sister
inspired.
so Sister Kim shared that, and it reminded me, like, egg, like, speaking of things that are good for the environment and multi-purpose, right? I Did you know that egg cartons, okay, like, do you know what a splash guard is in your kitchen for
Right.
pots
Right.
and pans?
Okay.
Usually, like, you can go to a dollar store and spend a couple bucks on that, but you could actually use the inside of a milk carton, cut it up, and it also folds the same way,
Okay.
and then you repurpose
Mm.
that, like, because after, again, that just goes into the recycle bin, but it only takes a few minutes to cut that up, and then you have a reusable splash guard.
I love
And I
that.
use that for milk cartons. That's really
There we
good.
go.
Yeah,
That's cool.
No, neat. No, you
and
know
it's
what?
fun.
That actually goes into my next question for the chat.
It's fun.
What is the most surprising item you've seen reborn into something useful? All right, let us know in the chat below
Ah,
because we want to the chat to be as involved in our episode today as we are with our panelists. So let us know if you have any stories, anything you've used, reused, or actually upcycled into something new. Right? Let's continue to share that in the chat below and let us know where you're from. and as well as your name, where you're from. There we go. All right. So, with that being said, right, we've kind of went over why we upcycle, right, to save the environment, to repurpose um, equipment or some things that may have been unused prior to something new, and so that something we are able to use, or maybe even it's to fulfill a necessary need that we might need, right?
Mhm.
I've seen in the chat some folks take old sweaters and make it into cardigans.
Yeah, Sister
That's neat.
Danielle. Yeah.
Sister Danielle mentioned that. um, is there any, what are the best places to find quality um, items or um, junk?
Mhm.
Where would be the best places? Because I myself I'm no stranger to picking. Well, honestly, I mean, I've gone thrifting. I've
Mhm.
gone to. I've honestly picked up bowling balls from the curb. I went
Wow.
to swap meets. I've been to flea markets. I'm on a lot of free groups from and on a certain website app.
Yeah.
um, and at the end of the day, there is an abundance of places where we can go and check out, to be able to find super neat items. Now,
Uh,
okay, cool. Absolutely. So where are your favorite places to find these
like
quality
treasures. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
treasures?
yeah,
You can
yeah.
find
Love
them
it.
anywhere,
Yeah, you
right? You
can.
can find them on the street when you're driving, because that's where, or if you're walking around, anywhere, anywhere really, online,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Thrift stores, yeah.
Mhm.
Marketplaces, yeah. Online marketplaces.
What was the coolest
Yeah.
item you guys have ever seen? Let's all
The
share one.
coolest.
Coolest.
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh no. Okay. All right. My
Yeah.
coolest item. Okay. These were a pair of old. I don't even know the brand of the shoe because it was scraped off, but it was a nice cork bottom, leather top, and it had brown tassels. I actually still wear these. What I've done is that I've kind of I polished them, I cleaned them up, polished them up, changed out the insole, and then took a leather dye and kind of dyed it into a darker shade to cover up
Mm.
some scruffs that were there. And I, gave it a nice polish, gave it a nice wax, and it became brand new. Right?
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
that
that's
was my nice. That
cool.
was my best pickup. It was a $10 pair of shoes from Goodwill.
That's great.
Nice.
That's cool. That's cool. Um, I'm gonna let Kuya take the best answer for last because I mean I'm a former. I mean, I am still an educator, but I was a former public school teacher, and we before we're not known for the best budget, right? So everything was very DIY.
Right.
But the question is, what's the best thing that we've done? Um, I can't lie. I do a lot of DIY. So
Cool.
I could make a whole forest with butcher paper. Let me tell you that. That's a different
Hey,
skill.
there we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
butcher paper. Oh, like
butcher paper. Yeah, but
is it
then,
like wax?
well,
No,
not wet paper, but
like wax. Is it that
it's a
butcher
bit
paper?
shiny and then on the other end. But
Okay,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
basically
yeah.
this like wide, like it's
Oh, okay.
sheets and rolls of paper. But
Oh,
you
okay.
just again go crazy with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But for I think just furniture, right? For example, you find I've actually had to upcycle boxes of like old shoe boxes to create a little like a little library shelf and just fortify it with like the nail gun and duct tape and repaint it. But again,
Oh,
it's
that's
for
cool.
children and it's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
and obviously with boxes you can, rather than traditional wooden, it's already in a set shape, but
Mhm.
then you could like create like even a little arch instead, because you're like
Mm.
it's like building legos and then you're creating a little reading nook for the children. So I had like 15 or something close to that number of
Oh, wow.
cardboard boxes that I used.
I love that.
Yeah, so that was fun. That was fun, and the
Nice.
children enjoyed it. And I was like, wow, if only I had like wood, like actual
Right. Right.
wood
Right.
working,
Right.
but cardboard worked great.
Cardboard.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, then we want to go to Brother Jody, and we recently got a message. So, can we talk about that project that you were working on?
Okay.
Yeah. So, shout out to Carrewell Del Rosario. So
Hello
Okay.
po.
we both play the drums, and we're always talking about drums. So he used to drum a lot, like a lot.
Whoa.
So he's always telling me about like maybe some drum pieces that he has or
Mhm.
some that he's even picked up here and
Mhm.
there for super cheap. And so he gave me a couple drum heads, and they were kind of they were like they're beat up. They're kind of the little they're not that pretty, But he asked if I wanted them, so I said yeah, yes, well, sure, I'll take them, and then I'll try to clean them up a bit, and then make a portable set out of them. So
Nice, neat.
Wow.
'cause, drum pieces they can be pretty big,
Right.
Mhm.
and I've seen people make them smaller so that they're a little easier to travel with, to go to to your different
Like, how
gigs.
do you
Right.
shrink
Yeah,
a drum set?
so you can like cut them in half just to
Nice.
make them a little smaller,
Right.
Yeah.
and then use. I've seen people who use suitcases, right?
Neat.
As like
Oh.
where you
Like
I
pelican
forgot it.
cases,
No,
or
like
smaller than that.
any kind of suitcase,
Oh, like
and
a luggage
then
case.
a luggage case, yeah, like
Wow.
those older ones
Right.
that
Right.
are
Right.
like plastic,
Right.
or
Right.
and then they kind of make that the main piece, and then stuff all the small pieces in there, and then make that the where you hit the pedal with your foot.
Right.
They
Yeah.
Right.
make the suitcase that drum head,
Nice.
yeah, and then fit all the other pieces in there and just try
That's
to make it
cool.
work. Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
pretty cool.
Wow.
So how'd the project go?
I haven't
Really?
started it yet,
So it's
but
still in the
that's in the
process.
plans. Yeah, that's in
That's
the
so
process.
You know what?
cool.
And speaking of projects, Brother Jody, you had a few projects that you shared with us, right? Key Tech, is it all right if you can have those? Oh, okay, cool. Let's
Yeah.
hold off on that. But let's talk about a little bit of those projects that you've started before. Kind of describe it, since we don't have that picture in front of us. But let us know what
Mhm.
what was
Yeah.
the what was the concept, and what's it look like? What it
So
started with, and what it turned out to be.
so I'm into I just like building stuff. I like making stuff. It all stems from just creating art, even. But
Absolutely.
I really like and enjoy working with wood.
Mhm.
Cool.
It's awesome material. I mean, you got different kinds of woods, right?
Yeah.
But the best wood is like free wood. So
Yeah.
when you're making stuff like, because wood it could be pretty expensive, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So that's also another reason why I use the wood that I find on the street, pallet wood,
Mhm.
I don't know, anywhere. I ask
Mhm.
anyone if they happen to have wood, right? So I just like working with that stuff because it's easy to work with, and but then it's also durable at the same time, right?
Yes.
And yeah, it's just making art, really.
That's
I just
cool.
Absolutely.
enjoy, and also it's also using what you have, what's around you. I
Yeah.
think that's part of the what makes it fun, the
And
challenge,
fulfilling.
and yeah, fulfilling,
Absolutely.
because you're really like using your brain to what can I do with this, and how can I make it work, right?
Yeah.
And I think that you can apply that too, in how in the way you live in every in other aspects of your life, right?
Love
Absolutely.
But
that.
I
No.
think I really like to utilize it in just making stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
Solid.
self-sufficient too. That's great.
yeah, and being
And you save
resourceful. Yeah,
money. You
you save
really
money. Yeah,
do.
yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, we love that.
I wish we had pictures.
You know what?
I want to
And
see it.
while we have that chance, Sister Iris, do you think you can pick up a few comments that did pop up? I'm seem to have a little bit of trouble connecting to the live
Yeah.
chat right now.
For sure. So earlier, those who've also shared, like Sister Kim shares that her next project is to use fabric scraps to make a curtain for their kitchen island. That's, all of this is
Yeah.
inspiring me to go back to like being crafty, right?
Right, right, right.
And then we have Brother Joe who also like echoes a similar comment to utilizing rags, I mean old shirts into rags such as those. Alex is also greeting us, our CFO. Happy watching to all the brethren from around the world. Greetings from Bay Area, California, Burlingame. We also have Sister Danielle answering the question of where the best spots are to pick up these treasures. Right? She shares that garage sales, right? Garage sales
Neat.
on
Love
like
that.
marketplaces. Sister Desiree shares her grandpa would always use plywood
Love
for
that.
everything: gates, tables, covers, you name it.
Plywood,
Sister
yes.
Yanessa shared, I know it's great. There's so much you could do. I really wanted to learn woodworking. I just want to say I've always wanted that. Yanessa says, I really like eco bricks, stuffing trash into plastic milk jugs to ship off to companies that take them to be used as bricks to build things.
Wow,
We
yeah,
Exactly.
love that. Yeah, that's the
Love
one.
that.
that's
That was
cool.
great. Brother Joel, literally the junkyard. There you go.
Yeah.
And thrift stores as well.
Mm.
We
Absolutely.
have Sister Priscilla Batan greeting everybody, and more comments going in. Also, Sister Danielle was able to give away a table saw speaker vintage lunchbox again
Neat.
to be
Reusable.
upcycled.
Right.
That's great, wonderful.
Now, I have one of our time questions so that, for the folks back home, any tips that you would have when it comes to, so we've talked about upcycling, we've talked about best places to source. Now, how do you avoid hoarding? Like in the event that, what rules do you keep your stash
Ah,
under control?
right. Um,
Like what's the process of eliminating? Because you get attached, like you said, like
you can.
you're making these projects, you're giving it life. How do you keep it from becoming unmanageable?
Yeah, I think when it's too much, it starts taking up space more than it should.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's
That's the
that's
time.
the
That's the time.
limit. Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have any other tips you'd like to share in the chat or any questions for us that you would like to answer from those back home. And
Hmm.
and I'd like to shoot this over to Sister Irish. Now, are there any easy paint or dye techniques that your experience as an educator that you would say would be easy for somebody who is maybe a child that
Hmm.
can easily level up their clothing?
Right. So tie dye itself is easier than painting because
Okay.
you're literally splotching a bit of color into, an amount of water, dipping something in, and it
Okay.
comes out practically done. Just gotta
Right.
dry.
Right.
But for children, especially toddlers or primary children, the easiest thing is sponge painting or dot painting actually,
Nice.
right? Because that is an easy fine motor skill where they're just dotting, but sponges are a little more versatile because you can cover much more surface with a sponge. And yeah, that's my answer.
I love
There
that.
you go.
So you heard it here first. You heard it here first. If you have any kids, if you have any family, nieces, nephews, let's make that a project for
Get them
this week.
involved,
Yeah,
yeah.
get them involved into this upcycling because it is not only a fun project to do with your family, it is also a great way to bring life to old objects.
Yeah.
That's really the goal of our episode here today. So let's make that a 60-second challenge this week to upcycle one item you already own so you don't have to buy anything, and then post a before after picture, and feel free to tag us and tag us in any way possible, right? And we want to be able to see it because we want to be able to enjoy these projects with you and be able to celebrate the different projects that you guys back home are able to do. Right
Yeah.
now, we are going to be wrapping up the show tonight. We thank you so much for having so much energy, so much love
Yeah,
in
Woohoo!
the
thank you
chat below.
guys.
Thank you
We
Thank
would
you
so
like to say,
much.
guys.
brother, thank you to Brother Jody. Thank you for all the expertise, the tips you gave us, Sister Irish. You've been amazing, absolutely a great example for us to emulate for all educators back home. And we hope you were able to take something away from this episode. But the number of ways you can tune in and keep up with church media is as follows: YouTube at INC Radio DZEM 954. What you're watching here right now, feel free to share the link. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell to make sure that you are notified every time we have a new episode. And just for your information, is every Friday at 9:30 p.m. Pacific
Woohoo!
Standard Time. Now, our social media, Iglesia and Cristo news and updates on Facebook, Instagram at INC News and Updates, Twitter, INC News underscore updates. We would like to say a special thank you to our Bay Area District staff, CFO Overseer Alex Orito, Assistant District Supervising Minister Ruel Del Rosario, and our District Supervising Minister Jojo Bayani. We would not be able to have awesome shows like this without your support and help. From INC Radio, Q Tech, you have been fantastic. You already know how much we love you. And a special thank you to our INC Radio executive producer, Brother Manly Andaya, our church, to the church administration. Thank you so much for this opportunity for us to have shows just like this, for our satellite to continue to broadcast and being able to have this opportunity to discuss these various topics. Our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo. And we would like to say a very, very, very happy 16th anniversary to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, on his dynamic leadership. We would like to say thank you again for tuning in to INC Radio San Francisco. We will see you next week, 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. See you next time. And up next is INC Radio, Silicon Valley.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.